Welcome back to the next installment of Beyond the Breakers, written by James Burgess. We all need. Over his years of coaching, Will journaled his experiences not just to keep track or cover off issues of liability, but also to keep mindful of the grand adventure. Writing down these experiences widened his perspectives, created useful curiosities, and allowed for powerful innovations within his work. One such story was Dave. Dave was a young competitive bodybuilder who could perform great feats of strength. He was into competitive contact sports and loved to talk about them all day long. Dave was good-natured and kind to people. When Will first met Dave, he was impressed with this young man and what he desired to do in his life. Dave loved working with youth. It was his passion. He desired to give them a sense of self-worth and direction founded upon his Christian principles. Dave wanted so much to provide a safe haven for young people. He felt that was his life's calling. Will and Dave often met for coffee to discuss Dave's direction. Dave was well known in his circles to be supportive and loved to help when he believed enough in the cause. This is where things began to take a less than savory turn for Dave. Over the years of their relationship, Will noticed some significant things about Dave and how he related to other people. Dave got involved in a large fundraising project to build a club in his community for young people. By all indications, he was to become the lead coach in the club itself and lent his knowledge of fitness and leadership to the project. Dave threw himself into this project with everything he had. As the project became more significant, with funds being raised and a location chosen, Dave was invited to move into the unfinished facility. He was so happy. Will and Dave spoke often of the vision for this club and what it would be like as things came together. Dave really took personal ownership over the project, and it showed. After about 6 months of working with the planning committee and other more prominent public figures, Dave started to notice that communication towards him had drifted off. He noticed that he was not brought into the meetings or consulted as much as he was in the beginning. Dave soon discovered that those in the driver's seat of the initiative had other plans for the maturing project and that Dave's involvement and contributions were becoming less relevant. Dave was crushed. He had been moved out of the center of the action and he began to despair. Dave retreated from his involvement in the project. He became less involved, less passionate. When he and Will met, Dave focused on how he was betrayed and questioned everything he believed about people. During one particular conversation, Will felt he had heard enough of Dave's heart and hurt to delve a little deeper. He asked, "Dave, what was your upbringing like?" Dave thought for a few seconds and then went into a long description of his family and relationships as he saw them. Will listened patiently. Dave shared that his parents divorced when they were younger. He described that they were constantly at war with each other. He also stated that his brother was his dad's favorite. Dave described how his brother would often receive support for his endeavors where Dave himself would get a more indifferent kind of treatment from his dad. Their mom had moved away and they had a less opportunity to visit her. Dave made several attempts to solicit help from his mom over the years, but inside he really wanted his dad's approval. He was jealous of his brother and he wanted to be given the same favor from his dad. Sadly, by the way Dave described it all, that favor was not given. That fact did not stop Dave from trying. It was apparent that Dave was interested in seeking approval and belonging. He shared his numerous disappointments in his life with Will and his inability to truly belong wherever he was. Will saw that Dave was quick to wear his heart on his sleeve, giving a full effort to every opportunity. However, Will realized that Dave's reasons for this effort were not entirely authentic, in that Dave was suffering inside from a rejection he felt from his family life and upbringing. Over the next few months, Dave retreated and contact became less and less between him and Will. After a few attempts to reach out, Will knew that he had to release Dave to his own journey. Over the next few years, Dave showed up out of the blue with different projects he was getting involved with, Will knew that Dave was searching. As they shared lunch one day, Will decided to challenge Dave. Dave, why not settle into a community and begin to build some stability for yourself? Dave floundered a bit before he could get a real answer out. So many reasons, so many justifications describing why that would not be possible. He was taken off guard. Will ventured another challenge. I have known you for a while, Dave. I believe you have a desire to really contribute and that you truly have a lot to give. It seems to me that you deeply want to be accepted and be engaged in a purpose-filled cause, but it will take a lot of work. It will take a fundamental change in how you see people and how you overcome your very non-committal behavior. I think that might be a self-defense mechanism. What do you think? During the course of this conversation, Dave began to see how his experiences had created bad habits and bad interpretations of others. He knew he wanted to be wanted. He knew he needed to be needed. He also knew that he loved to be thought of and being really well cared for. Will affirmed that this desire to belong somewhere was not a weakness, but a strong natural desire that we all have. Dave needed community. Dave desired purpose. Quote, "The purpose of life seems to be to acquaint a man with himself, and whatever science or art or course of action he engages in reacts upon and illuminates the recesses of his own mind. Thus friends seem to be only mirrors to draw out and explain to us ourselves, and that which draws us nearer our fellow man is, that the deep heart in one answers the deep heart in another, that we find we have a common nature, one life which runs through all individuals and which is indeed divine." Ralph Waldo Emerson. Thank you for joining us for today's reading of Beyond the Breakers. Please, if you like what you're hearing or you like what you're seeing on the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help us out. We look forward to seeing you in the next installment. Thank you.